Hello, welcome to Global Business. I am Imewari Uhiamokai. Today we're looking at Nigerian fashion industry and how it contributes to the economy of the country. And of course, how Nigerians are taking over in the fashion business. I mean, in Nigerian fashion. So, Nigerians now buy Nigerian fashion. And so we'll be looking at how they buy it. What kind of designs are there? What are the challenges? These and more. Etekamba Designs is where we are. And today we shall be going in, talking to the founder of Etekamba Designs and see how he's contributing to the Nigerian fashion world. Etekamba Designs is now our official clothier because I'm wearing this suit made by Etekamba Designs. Nigerian-made fashion for Nigeria. After this. Okay, so welcome back. I told you that we're looking at Nigerian fashion industry and we're at Etekamba Designs, which is the official clothier for the Global Business Anchor for this time. Well, we've got the founder of Etekamba Designs and he's going to tell us a bit about what is the secret of the trade, what is the patronage, why are Nigerians now going for Nigerian-made clothing? Maybe the dollar has to do with it. Victor Felix is our
Thank you, sir.
guest. Welcome. Victor Felix is the founder of Etekamba Designs. Now, Victor,
Sir.
tell me, the Nigerian fashion industry, we seem to be moving from one point to another. And the point we are, which is more like a positive, seems like we are now embracing Nigerian fashion, Nigerian made things. How would you analyze the Nigerian fashion industry?
I think we've come a long way. Africa as a continent, we're very colorful people. I'll have to start from there. Then coming down to Nigeria, we have a lot of culture that it reflects on even the things we wear, because each tribe has their own uniqueness. Now, when you match that with westernization, you can imagine how vast it is when it has to do with what we wear. Now, coming to the industry and the growth of the industry so far, Nigerians are coming back home to appreciate what we do before it looks like we can't do it. Just like before, people used to drink foreign water, foreign toothpick, because it looks like we're not capable of doing it. But now, for you to even say something is foreign, they will look at it, and if you put it aside with what we have here, there is no difference. So why would you spend so much when you can have it here?
Now, talking about Nigerian fashion, you probably, did you study fashion designs? What's prompted you to start this kind of design?
Whoa, I read political science.
Wow.
And
what has politics got to do with fashion?
I read political science, but you see, even as a student, I found that I was very unique in my own way. Growing up as a child, I used to love clothes differently. And I've always had passion that men should be looking even probably better than women. That used to be my thoughts then. Then I gradually am seeing that it's possible, because now we have even more colorful men. Men are very particular about what they wear, to their socks and to everything you can imagine, accessories. And so it was a passion I had for clothing. And when I wear my little thing, people say I look different. I'm like, okay. With time, I couldn't even buy some of those things any longer because they were very expensive. But I had a way of producing them here, and some of my friends are appreciating them, and that's how we birthed this company.
Okay, so where did you learn your own tailoring?
I know there was a time I did internship with my former boss then, though it was managerial, and being there for 2 years for me was enough. It was well of knowledge. It was as if I went for the Harvard of fashion, and I did some of the things she taught me. I'd never forget them in any way, and trust me, is help down the line.
Now, this material which you made for me and which you're wearing, I know they are all your designs.
Yes.
Now, tell me, do you get these materials from Nigeria? The textiles?
Well, the industry, the textile industry in Nigeria has really gotten lower than what it was back then, because we had factories in Kano, in Kaduna that were producing at least Ankara. But with time, those places folded up for reasons, but I was in production then. But this is not, the fabric is not made in Nigeria because we still have to import them. We need to revive our industry. Trust me, when we get it done, people will even applaud us more. But for now, we still have to bring in some of the fabrics. We have agents that have been doing it over the years, and the ones we work with, we look at them and we ensure that we're getting the best quality for our production.
Now, tell me, this importation, what would be the difference in costs when we start producing?
First, we have to think about power, which is a very, very key reason when it has to do industrialization. Power is key. You can't help. The moment we get it right with power, trust me, naturally things will have its course when it has to do with production. You see many more things that will be produced here. So first, if you want to get it production-wise for textile and fabrics, you have to get it right with power. I think for me, if that is done, forget the rest. The margin won't be much. But as long as we have to run our fuel, as long as we have to run a generator, then you have to pay labor and the rest of the cost, it won't be the same.
So you mean that it will be cheaper to even get this material from Nigeria with better power than to import?
Yes.
And there'll be a large difference in margin.
Why not? I mean, right now we produce, you see noodles are produced here. You see spaghetti are produced here. So many things are produced here. And you go to the market, salt, the cost is low because some people have taken upon themselves that without power, they have to generate it, and because of the volume that is being dished out, the price has to go down. But I can't produce this when I have to do it for just a couple of people. But if I'm guaranteed that there are many consumers out there and I have the right funding, I mean, this can make it work.
Okay. Let's look at patronage.
Absolutely.
Nigerians now patronize Made in Nigeria. How is your patronage like at Tekamba Designs?
Well, we have a target market, but we are changing. When we started, we started because we had people that could afford our product that couldn't get the service elsewhere.
Okay, so yours was exclusive.
Was exclusive before. That's why.
And probably the prices were very high.
Well, affordable. But for over the year, I think we've been around for 5 years. People kept, I mean, even the other day, someone sent me a message on Facebook and like, oh, I love your product. I wish I can afford it. So the management of the company, we've started thinking about trying to do stuff that are affordable, things that can reach out to everybody. We don't just want to be exclusive. That's why it took a while before the brand was known, because we're just comfortable being ourselves. But now it's not just enough, because we are looking at Nigeria as a country and solving the needs of Nigeria. So the company is coming up with so many other products that can service other people. It just beyond just doing for a few exclusive people. And trust me, it's really, really good, and it will come something very mind-blowing.
Okay. Let us look at some of the work you do, because you don't really just do suits.
Yeah,
you do traditional wears,
which is key.
Okay, I know. I'm seeing one here.
Okay,
and this is another Takamba design.
Yeah. Now this is really what how will I put it? Even the vice president wears this, and I love it when I see him put on this. This is very soon will replace suits in Nigeria, which already many CEOs and many MDs of companies you see them.
This is now one of our official wears.
Yes, absolutely.
Looking at this, the finishing looks very neat. Yeah. I mean, that's one thing that I hear many Nigerians complain about Nigerian products. They say the packaging is not good, the finishing is not good. And this is a Nigerian product. I mean,
Absolutely.
what's the secret of getting this kind of finishing?
Number one, we have the best of tailors that we work with. People that are trained to do this.
Are they Nigerians?
They're Nigerians.
Because you also hear that the best tailors are not in Nigeria.
No, they're Nigerians. They're Nigerians. At least I can. Funny enough, my team, they have people I have someone from the west, I have someone from the south, I have someone from the north. So we have a full house that is specialized to do well-tailored Nigerian outfits. And what they've been dishing out have been excellent. And the beautiful thing about it is the feedback we keep getting from customers. We don't play with those feedbacks. We take it very serious, and trust me, this is the outcome.
Wow.
Yeah.
So these are just some of your works,
yeah.
isn't it? Do you do for women too?
Well, that's still on the pipeline.
Yours is strictly for men now.
Yeah, for men for now.
This is very stylish.
This is a tuxedo.
Yes.
This is a tuxedo. You can see the level of finishing. This is made in Nigeria. If you go to certain countries and you say you want to make a tuxedo, this is handmade. Because we don't do mass production. We do tailored made, a bespoke, handmade production. You can see the tuxedo from start to finish. And it's very affordable.
Do you do all kinds of materials?
Anything Ankara, funny enough, well, some of our stuff are not here, but we work with Ankara materials, which is the rich African pattern. You can't get it anywhere in the world. I've gone through different works, but Ankara still stands us out as Africans. So we work with Ankara materials, we work with different things, depending on the occasion. Funny enough, in our company, the customers, they're the center of everything. So you tell us how you want it to be for you, since they're a bespoke company, and we make it exactly, and more so we even surpass your expectation.
Let's look at what the future is for the fashion industry in Nigeria. Everybody has been talking about diversification. Do you think that fashion or this kind of industry is the industry Nigeria should be looking forward to rely on
Absolutely.
rather
Yeah.
in future?
Yeah, there was a time Italy used to be. It's still the hub of fashion. And till tomorrow, the amount of money they generate to the economy, you can't imagine. The government are giving them support. They're putting out, it's like the hub of tourism. When you come back home with an Italian suit, there's that feel you have, like, do you know I got this from Italy? Now, if the government gives us that backing, and because right now you see people come out of school, they're learning to sew. You see people come out of school and they're learning to make hair. The petty things that before, if they send you to go and do carpentry work because you are not good with books. But today you see the best two people with 2-1 dropping their stuff to go and get busy with their hands, because entrepreneurship is the future, and it's always the hub of every economy. We can't rely on oil alone. We can't rely on so many things. We decide to diversify that we're planning into different sectors, more so production. You see that first we are bringing employment. I know how many people are on our payroll as a company, and these people are feeding families, and we're providing satisfaction to the masses. So if you see the money is going to stay within the country, it's not going to be taken to build another palace somewhere, but somebody's school fees will be paid, the teachers will be empowered. You understand? And at the same time, you're getting satisfaction. So I feel it's the future, because the president wears clothes, the senators wear clothes. Tell me, you can't just overemphasize it. You can't do without this. But all we're asking for is for you to be organized, because that's when it's organized, that's when you're able to know what comes in and what goes out.
So we've been talking to Etekamba, the man behind Etekamba. Etekamba is the brand. The man is Victor Felix. And he's told us that this is just part of the value chain. This is just part of the value chain. The primary production is where the government should focus on, and that's making these materials, because it will bring better employment. It's global business. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Talking to us.
Bye.
Thank you. We'll be back. Wow. Welcome back to Global Business. And I told you that today's edition is dedicated to African Nigerian fashion. And so I don't want to be said to be gender insensitive. So we just talked to a male fashion designer, and we're going to talk to a female fashion designer, because everyone is talking about buying Nigeria and how Nigerian goods, Nigerian fashion can add to the economy. And that's what we're going to be talking with Lina Okakpo, who is the chief executive of Lina Bella. And we're at her beautiful shop. We'll be talking to her very soon. Okay, welcome back. I told you we'll be talking with Lina Bella. Yes, Lina Okakpo is her name, but she is the founder of Lina Bella. And that's where we are. Lina, welcome.
Thank you. Nice to see you again.
Thank you very much. You look radiant, beautiful, colorful. I mean, this is Nigerian, isn't it?
Absolutely, it is.
Nigerian fabric?
Well, when you say Ankara, Ankara is good to Nigeria, but do we really make Ankaras here? I know we have a factory in Kano or somewhere where we make some of it, but most of it absolutely doesn't come from Nigeria. They come from outside the country, like Benin Republic, Ghana, Togo. So most of it come from outside the country.
So basically, we're looking at the Nigerian government concentrating more on production of fabrics, because we've got the talent to do beautiful things like this you're wearing.
Absolutely. If the Nigerian government will concentrate first and foremost to have like a cotton farm, where we can produce cotton material to make the fabric, because the Ankara fabric is 100% cotton. There's nothing, no additive, nothing else, but 100% cotton. And it's good, it feels good. I'm sure you feel good.
Yes.
Because we have a very hot weather. So cotton is good for the heat. So you don't, the cotton absorbs the heat, so you don't break out in like rashes and all of that. So if the Nigerian government will concentrate, in like farms, like have farms, cotton farms, so that way we can actually produce more. Because the small they produce in Kano is not enough to go around for the whole of Nigeria. We are 100 and something million Nigerians.
Now, Lina, tell me something. In fairness, as a designer and a tailor, is it lucrative?
Well, it used to be, because a lot of things we still have to import. We don't make zippers here. We don't make the air stay, the gum stay, all the things that we use for finishing. We don't make any of them in Nigeria. So because of the dollar exchange rate now, everything is gone up. So it's kind of a bit more expensive and more challenging. But it can be very lucrative if the government will pump money into this area. Because Nigerians are very talented people. And I can tell you, we are one of the most fashionable people, one of the best dressed people in the world. Because every time you step outside the country, wearing our kind of fabric or our kind of designs, we look different from the regular people, because you don't have, like, this is Ankara, like I said. Somebody else has this Ankara, but the way I made mine will be different. So it's unique to different people. And that's what Nigerians like. So even when you say, I have a shoibi, I give one cloth, one design to everybody. But when you get out there, you see everybody has different styles, uniquely made to suit their figures. So if Nigerian governments will invest in helping us, like I said before, even the threads we use for sewing is imported, and they're cotton. So if we have a cotton farm, for example, we start to make cottons, we start to make the fabrics, we start to make the threads, we go into making the zippers. So many things can be achieved, and it can create more jobs for people.
There is a big investment opportunity right there, even for Nigerians.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Now, let's talk about the government involvement in, because we're talking of diversification of the economy, and the government recently said twice a week, Wednesday, Friday, Nigerians must dress Nigerian, and dressing Nigerian not necessarily, for those of you, dressing Nigerian is not to wear something tailored in Nigeria, but with an African material.
Correct.
But is that enough to push the demand up?
In all fairness, let me be honest with you, wearing a suit to work in this hot Nigeria, and the people still have to catch the bus. It's too hot to put on a suit, for goodness sake. I would say abolish the English dressing. They don't wear our clothes to work. We are now in a democracy, in a democratic government, right? So why are we wearing the English suits, the female suits, the male suits? Why are we wearing those? Why can't we just make everything in Ankara? Make everything in our own, because it fits our culture, it fits us more, and it will drive people into bigger investments, because a lot of people will now have the demand for our kind of clothing. And it will help with this, these contraband goods, why people are going to import suits and all those things. They don't have to. If they know we have all these things here, that market will be completely closed, and people will now be invested in Nigeria.
Okay, but because those who make suits in Nigeria will say you are spoiling their businesses for them. So now tell me, the man who makes suits and whose materials are imported, and you who makes the traditional wear and still is imported, aren't you one and the same?
Well, you might say we are the same, but you see, they can still make their suits. People can still wear suits. It's not every time you want to put on a suit, for goodness sake. And guess what? Have you seen the Ankara-made suits? Have you seen how lovely they look? Even abroad now, people are carrying Ankara-made suits, even ties. I used to make ties in our fabrics. They look better than the other ones. So the truth is, the people making the suits can still use made in Nigeria goods. I'm not saying not to wear suits, but what I'm saying is, let's invest in Nigeria. If we have cotton plantations, and we have industries that bring out the fabrics for the suit, because you can have cotton suits, we can even have polyester made in Nigeria. What I'm saying is, let everything be made in Nigeria, and we all patronize all the things made in Nigeria and use them to achieve what you and I are wearing. That's all I'm saying. And we need the help of the government. I'm a small-time businesswoman. I can't have a factory, for example, to make my own fabrics. If you look at these other big companies abroad, Louis Vuitton, they make their own fabrics, so you can't see their fabrics anywhere. So if they invest in small-time people like me, I could actually make my fabrics and have my own design as well, and have my LB, Lina Bella, and it will still be a Nigerian fabric, but tailored to me. I can design my fabrics, because you see, a lot of us went to school. When I went to school, I did textile designing, I did graphic designing, so I have knowledge of a little bit of everything before I actually finished with my fashion designing. Everything in Nigeria. So I went to Yaba College of Technology, by the way. So the truth is, I can actually have my own fabric made for me. Like Aba, if I go to Aba now, they don't have enough raw materials. They don't have enough machineries to make everything here. So we still have to import. So that's where we need the help of the government.
No, okay, so now the government, many people argue that the government is not supposed to provide the jobs or provide the investment. They provide the enabling environment.
That is the point. I'm not asking them to provide the job. If, for example, if I have if I can get money from the bank, for example, I say I want to start my own cotton production. To start with, even if I plant and I harvest and I want to actually start, I don't have power. So that means I have to start with generators. That would drive my prices more than if I were to buy abroad. Because don't forget, now I need power to generate everything that I'm doing, even here. You need power. There is nothing you are doing concerning industries that you don't need power. And that's where the government comes in. We need them to help us in stabilizing, one, the economy. Two, power is most important. Water, everything that we need, just to at least to help the common man start. Coming back from America was a choice because I love my country. But it can be very frustrating. Trust me.
Okay, now you've painted an economy that's really frustrating, but you still have the inspiration to create designs. What gives you that inspiration?
My people. You know, when you love your country and you love the people around you, you know, with all the suffering and everything we are going through, when you look at the very, very small Nigerian, they look good. You go to church every Sunday. When you go to church on Sundays, you don't know who is who because everybody tries to look good. So when I look at my people, I know that I need to dress this one. I need to dress that one. I need to make an impact because I want to be a part of my people. That's why if our politicians will think of the people, not their pockets and not themselves, we will have a better Nigeria to live in. So my people give me the inspiration to design.
Thank you very much, Lena Bella. We've been speaking with Lena Okaku. Lena Okaku is the founder and chief executive officer of Lena Bella. And she didn't design this, but I hope to get one from her because I have seen more of female clothes here. Like this
we have male.
But she's going to do one for me. And that's how we wrap it up on Global Business. We've been talking African fashion on Global Business today. Thank you very much again for coming on the program.
Always.
I'm Imewere Ukemokai. It's always good